So, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast, where, as you're listening to it, we are on the eve of the 2024 season getting going. Um, yeah, the preseason testing starts tomorrow, but before we get there, we need to talk about the cars that are actually going to be on the track, starting off with Aston Martin, because Richard thinks we didn't talk about them last week. I'm sure we did, but anyway, I mean, it's the same car, isn't it?
I know we spoke about it, but I think we did it off the recording because I listened to it back and I can't remember hearing it in there. So, either way, images overlaid at various points in the episode. Aston Martin here. It's the same car. The shade of green is subtly different. And that's it.
Hopefully, they've fixed the problems from the tail end of last season and undone the upgrades that actually turned out to be downgrades.
I don't hope they can just stay.
there's some McLaren bias for you.
I just want to see more teams fighting. That's the aim. That's the goal for me.
I want to see McLaren win.
Aston Martin weren't winning any races. They were just
but they were
the closest at the start of the season.
Yeah,
Ferrari as well, I suppose. But yeah.
But I don't mind Ferrari winning. Like, it's Ferrari. You have some respect by losing to Ferrari. Losing to Aston Martin and Lance Stroll is embarrassing, really, isn't it?
What if it's Aston Martin and Fernando Alonso?
Then it's slightly more respectable, but Lance Stroll still has an attachment to it. So.
Yeah.
Fair. But yeah, so it's the same car. Moving on.
Ferrari.
I like it.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I like the addition of the yellow and white stripes down the side pods. I'm less certain of it over the nose cone, in the same way that I was with the V-carb car. But by and large, very nice. I like the single red pane on the front wing, the single element of red, and the 3 carbon ones. That's nice. I like that.
I like that Ferrari have done something different again, and they've actually got it right this time, rather than a big green thing on the side of the car the last time they tried something a bit edgy.
What I will say is, last year I complained about the side profile of the Ferrari, specifically how one of the sponsors was in a really weirdly shaped carbon coloured cutout. And they've got rid of that, and it's just red side pod, and it looks so much better.
Yeah,
and I'm just glad they got rid of it. There's a side by side that F1 have posted. It's probably on the screen now, but it flows so much better. It doesn't look like there's just a weird sort of jut that this one sponsor's in. Yeah, it just suits it more. If anything, I think the only issue is from the camera angle they've got it at, the numbers at the rear of the car are actually slightly harder to read. But obviously, most of the cameras will be at more of an elevated position, so I imagine it would be slightly less of an issue at that point.
Yeah. I see what you mean with the Santander sort of getting in the way of the numbers. They seem to sort of sit in on the exhaust.
Yeah. It's almost like the profile of that area has changed and the numbers more indented in, whereas it sat slightly prouder on last year's rear, like the tail fin that came off the back of the engine cover.
Yeah, so that's what front wings are for. We can read the numbers there.
Yeah.
It looks so much better than last year's.
Yeah,
it does.
They got the comparison for when they done their test day against the Monza special liveries. It's levels. There's levels to it.
I do find it interesting though that I feel like this is very obviously just a digital render of something, because there is no big scalloped side pods on this car, as we've come to see in Ferrari over the last couple of years.
Mm.
So, and I don't feel like they'd veer so drastically away from it when they've been performing with it. But hey,
Guess we'll find out
yeah,
tomorrow, really.
we'll
Yeah.
wait and see.
Hmm.
Then we got a couple more images of the McLaren that are actually disgustingly low resolution. They're not even full screen size, which is like what? I'm sorry, McLaren. Hire a photographer to actually like upload full size images, please.
They've spent so much money on the car they can't
afford it. They've bought a camera from 2005.
Well, the pictures that Formula One have posted on their website aren't too bad.
This one is, how big is it? 1,228 pixels by 690 pixels. It's not even 720p.
I'm just viewing it actually on the website.
Yeah.
But
this is what I'm just looking at Twitter, and these are the images they've got. But I mean, it's a nice looking car. I'm glad they got rid of the blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, it looks a lot nicer without the blue.
The dark blue background of DP World, I think, is just pointless because it's so dark that it almost blends into the black.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just a nice black and orange car.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's two colours that just go well together. Black goes with pretty much anything anyway. Speaking of black cars, segue.
The Mercedes.
The Mercedes launched. I am going to say it. I prefer this year's car to last year's.
I adore the Mercedes. Fair. The look of the Mercedes is unreal.
It just looks
from the front
so
angle.
Good.
Looking forward at it, when you see the silver and then it splits off to the black, it's unreal.
Yeah, it worked a few years ago when they had, I think it was the black going into the silver at the back of the car.
Yeah,
they've almost inverted that, and again, it just works.
But like having the silver Mercedes logos all over the back of the engine cover. I mean, I know they've had that feature for the last couple of years, but it just really pops when it's on the black background.
It's so much better than AMG.
Yeah, I get sort of early 2000s McLaren vibes from it. I think it's just the fact that it's the silver and the black that era of McLaren had. But
yeah,
I just like this car. This is so nice. And now I know there's a lot of black, but black has always been part of their color scheme for the last God knows how many years now. And
since 2020 when they released the full black car.
There's enough color on the top of the car that you'll be able to easily identify it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is genuinely black as well. It's not carbon. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even then, we said last year that Mercedes did get a bit of a pass when it came to the carbon fiber, because
me and Rich gave it a pass at first,
black anyway.
And then when we got to test and see that half the car was carbon, we said it was awful.
Yeah. If they actually paint it, it gets a pass.
Yeah.
If they just cheap out and scrape it off and it's just carbon, get in the bin.
Well, I suppose they have to paint bits of it so they can put the silver. So, and like the silver stars as well. That's going to have to be paint.
Yeah, but like last year, it looked like it was all going to be painted, but then it was just like up to a point, and then they just cheaped out, and it was like, you're just wrong for that.
Yeah, we'll see.
But from the photos,
proper gallery yet.
This looks like it should be painted.
But yeah, it does look quite good. Then finally,
I just saw an F1 fantasy announcement. Oh, 3 driver prices have been released.
Ooh.
Do we have to do that this year?
Yeah. Fernando Alonso, 15.8 million. Kind of spenny. Lewis Hamilton, 19.3 million. Kind of spenny. Max Verstappen, 30 million.
Jesus.
There goes a third of your team's budget.
Yep. But yeah, finally, in terms of released cars, we had the Red Bull. And once again, it's exactly the same.
Corporate
Moving
wants
on.
you to find the difference between these 2 images meme here. It's the
Yeah.
same image. There's a couple of sponsor changes. If we're going to be really picky about it, there's a few different sponsors here and there. But by and large, it's the same car.
And they've put the Honda badge back on the car.
They have. But like,
Didn't we call that?
we did.
But,
We did say they were going to do that. So bravo us. But it was kind of obvious because the VT Carb had it. So
Yeah, true.
they are 2 different teams. So
yes, but they have the same engine provider. It would be like
and the same car parts.
it would be like McLaren only having AMG on the car, and then Mercedes were just like, actually, no, we don't have an engine provider. Magic.
Ooh. I mean, if you ask Zach Brown, they're basically the same team, but that's a whole other thing. Because that came up again this week, the whole Red Bull owning 2 teams thing.
Yeah, well, look, as much as I love McLaren, Zach Brown just needs to learn to shut up every now and again.
Yeah.
His American comes out and he can't help but, like, open his fucking mouth. I'm sorry, but, like, it's just none ya. None your business. Mind your own. So,
Fair.
just like, I don't care. Like, it's 2 teams on the grid that are very closely linked because they were bought by the same bloke, but are run by 2 different operational facilities. One's in Italy, for Christ's sake. How close are they really? Haas are further up Ferrari's arse than anything else. They moved in next door.
True. Yeah.
It's like trying to say all of the Silverstone-based teams are one team. No, they ain't.
Which McLaren would be part.
Yeah. But you can't say that Williams, Aston Martin, Mercedes, and to a lesser extent Alpine and McLaren are all one team. Because that's just not it, is it? The only real outlier is Kick.
Yeah.
Switzerland. But
he wants to be associated with Kick.
Sauber, apparently.
Other than their own team.
But yeah, so this week was going to be pre-season testing predictions, but Nia couldn't join us tonight, so we're going to do something else instead. Richard has prepared a tier list for us, and we're going to be ranking 11 of the livery.
Ben sent me a list, I edited the titles. That's it.
Yeah, so you prepared it. So yeah, we're going to be ranking 11 of the liveries. The creator of the tier list put Haas in twice, but we're only going to judge them once because it's the same car.
You can judge them twice if you want.
I'm just going to put both images on the same area. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
Put one in like fucking quality tier, the other in shit.
One's Kevin Magnussen, the other's not.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Let me do that one.
Put one in suck mine, the other one in balls.
Right, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Alrighty.
Oh god, this is
So
gonna be...
we have great, good, mid, and shit. Those are the 4 tiers. Let's get going. Richard, can't really see the small pictures, so you need to tell us what's first.
The first 2 are the Alpine liveries.
Well, they're both in
Shit.
shit ready, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both in shit.
Excellent work, lads. Next
Moving
is Aston Martin.
It's mid.
It is mid. It is the same as last year, therefore it is mid.
Yep.
Fair. I was going to have said good. I know it was the same as last year, but it is still a good livery.
It's all right, but it's
The
just
sort of
nothing
don't
special
fix
anymore.
what isn't broken thing.
Next up, we're going to do both the Haas ones. I'm going to put it in mid.
I'd like between mid and good because it is changed from last year.
Well, we've got two images. We can put one in good and one in mid.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Because I wasn't 100% sure where to put the Haas.
It's still mid, but they've done something with it that's different to last year. So
yeah, they've given it a try.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but I don't think it's anything special. The Williams, I like. I want to put that in great.
I want to put it in great. I think it's really good.
I'd put it in mid.
It's going in great. No. It got 2 votes for great, so...
Well, surely it should go in good if there's a bit of a disagreement. Ben, why should it be
We've outweighed him.
I just don't really like the livery. I don't like... Is it that much different to last year?
But that's not what we're judging it on. Like, judging it on this year.
The sponsors as well. It's got My Protein on the side of it.
Yeah, it's great.
It needs more golf.
What's next?
I mean, I'm just going to put this one straight in great. It's Mercedes.
Oh, okay, yeah, great.
Right at the top.
Yeah. McLaren. I'm going to say good, because if it was exactly the same as last year's, I would have said mid, but they got rid of the blue.
Yeah, the blue, the minus of the blue is a lot better.
So I'm putting
definitely
it in good
for me, yeah.
But it's nothing, it's not at the levels of the Mercedes or the other car that I'm going to put in great. Next is Red Bull. Mid.
Good.
Mid. I don't like
it's just a carbon copy. Like it's
good.
It's an okay livery, but I do like to see a little bit of innovation even on the classics. This is just straight up the same thing. Like McLaren have made an adjustment. It's the same but different. Haas have done the same but different. You know?
It's like the same livery for the past since 2016.
Yeah.
Basically ever since they entered.
Okay, I feel like this one's going to cause a bit of discourse here. Kick.
Shit.
I'm gonna take another quick look at it. Hold on.
I think
shite. I think it screams F1 23 livery creator. But I still want to put it in mid.
Well, I want to put it in shit, so it's going in shit.
It is shit.
The only reason I want to put it... Well, for me, I think it's better than the Alpine liveries. It's something new, and I do kind of like it, to be honest.
No, it just disgusts me looking at it. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the green-black combo. I'm not a fan.
Fair.
Yeah, like you look at the front angle, you look at the side angle, it screams shit.
I can already see the next one's Ferrari. Great.
Yeah.
Not even up for debate. Just great.
So, seeing as we've all agreed so quickly on Ferrari's great livery, V-Carb? I want to put it in good.
Good.
I want to put it at the top of good. I don't think it quite reaches great.
So I'm going to do the ordering. Can that work? There we go. So I've put it... what the hell? Where did it go? Why is it not in there? There we go. Right.
Yeah, you moved Aston Martin up.
I've managed
to
move Aston... Fucking mouse. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Right, there we go. How do we want to order the top three?
Williams is definitely not at the top.
Yeah,
Williams third, then.
yeah. Williams definitely third. I think it's a toss-up between
I could honestly
Mercedes
go
and
for
Ferrari.
a joint top two between those two.
Yeah, I think it depends on how the Mercedes shows up
Yeah,
tomorrow. If it shows up exactly the way it is in the pictures, I think it's definitely joint top two. If it shows up and there's a lot more carbon than the picture shows, then I think
Ferrari
it's
edge
still
it.
better than the Williams, but the Ferrari would beat it.
Okay, are we happy with V Carb, then McLaren, then the Haas on the good mid?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So then Aston on mid. Where do we want to put those? Do we want what order do you want? Do you want the Haas above the Aston so that it's like it's on the
The Haas
cusp?
has to be above,
Yeah.
because it's sort of bordering the two tiers. It has to be above it.
And then do you want Aston higher than Red Bull or Red Bull higher than Aston?
Yeah, I
I
want
think-
Aston higher than
yeah.
Red Bull.
And then you want Kick above Alpine? Yeah, I think
No.
Kick's better than Alpine.
Alpine's just the worst livery on the grid this season.
Yeah,
Again,
it's just
for the
Alpine.
second year in a row, they've just fucked it. To be honest, Alpine, you used to have some good liveries. Bring them back, please.
So there we go. There's our list. Gosh.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
I can
share
just-
that on social media, and you can all get involved in our conversation.
You can all slate us, and then I'll share my own personal
Really?
one, and you'll be like, "What the? Why has he got 2 extra tiers?"
But yeah, I think that about wraps up this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast. Any thoughts?
Is it 1
Before
or 2
testing?
weeks of testing?
One, because the season starts next week.
Okay, so next week we'll have our actual pre-season predictions. Cool.
Yes.
That's what I was checking.
Based.
Was it going to be a gap, or were we going to go straight into pre-season, post pre-season testing, but pre-season predictions?
Yeah. So next week is post preseason testing and the predictions for both Bahrain and the full season.
Cool. Perfect. Chunky episode.
Yes.
A lot of waffle.
Indeed.
Hey,
yeah,
you never know. We might have some incidents from testing to talk about. So
That's a good point. Yeah, we do also
With
have
that-
3 days of testing to review.
there's a couple of videos I've seen. Well, actually, one video and a couple of photos I've seen. One, the Ferrari broke down. Banter. Classic Ferrari move. Unveil a beautiful car, breaks down as soon as it leaves the garage.
Yep.
The second one was a video of the Red Bull doing a shakedown in the pouring
I've
rain.
seen this video, yeah.
It sounds nice.
I don't think it'll sound like that actually on the track because I don't
I-
think it was running
I
on
so
the
hope
correct
it does.
settings.
Oh, I so hope
But
it
yeah,
does, because that thing sounded like a monster.
Really good.
It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite blown diffuser levels of like exhaust noises, but it was sort of a halfway back to it.
Yeah.
And I just if the car sounds like that this year, I can get on board with it.
That's true. We'll find out tomorrow.
Well, we might not. Red Bull might keep their car under wraps until actual season starts.
I doubt it.
Because
Not
Mercedes
after-
did it that one year where they were like, haha, here's a car. And then they were like, haha, psych, here's the second car.
that
Which was a steaming pile of shit.
Yeah, I was saying, so that was 2022.
Yeah, but it was funny though.
They were like, this is a brilliant car that went outstandingly in Barcelona and then went, haha, here's another car. Oh, wait, can we get the old one back? But yeah, no, I doubt it. Not now that they only have the 1 week of testing again.
Yeah.
And after Red Bull's problems in round 1 2 seasons ago, I don't think they're willing to risk it. Get the gremlins out during testing.
Or in your
we won't be
shakedown in
live.
Ferrari's case.
Yeah, that's true. We won't be live streaming this year.
Look, I'm not being funny, but like it starts on a Wednesday, and I work Tuesday night and Wednesday night, and it runs what 7 till 5, 4, 4,
7
5?
or with an hour's break for lunch.
Yeah.
Wait, what's it? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Your boy needs
Yeah.
sleep.
I won't be able to do it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I'll be at work on Wednesday and Thursday, so I'll only see the afternoon sessions, and then Friday I'll only see the morning session before I go to work. So
my alarm is usually set for about 4:30 in the evening to wake me up, so I will not see any of it.
yeah, which is why we're not live streaming this year, because our work schedules are all crap. But yeah, join us next week when we will review the full 24 hours of preseason testing. And we will chat about round 1, which is once again, possibly for the last time, if rumours are to be believed,
Yeah.
Bahrain.
Yeah, we'll discuss that next week.
Indeed. But thank you very much for joining us this week for our quick little episode on liveries. We will see you next week. Enjoy preseason testing. Ta for now.